Alright, welcome everybody. This is Moontime Dweller here. Going to be taking a little break from the Mana Trader series and going to be playing some EDH Druids. I'm a real tribal fan. I love a lot of tribal decks in all formats, and that's what we're going to do today. So this video is brought to you by One Lion CBD and ManaTraders.com. One Lion CBD has a lot of good salves and smokable product and sparkling water. I mean, gum, a lot of different products you can find on their website. It's great. And Mana Traders, you can check out my promo code is moon_6R4. You get 20% off for the first 3 months of your subscription. It's actually a really, really good deal. You should check them out. All right, so let's get to the deck here, if I can bring it up. Got a little bit of an update got a new computer on the way, and I got parts of it here and there. I got one of the monitors and the cords and things for it, so I've set up a second screen to hopefully make this stream a little bit easier on everybody, and hopefully it'll be even better as things get along and I can actually stream down the line. Okay, so to get to this deck, it's a little bit off the wall. The general is Seton, Corrosion Protector, and this is a great way for dorks to be used around and get around Summoning Sickness. If you have him out, you can cast, say, an Elvish Mystic, and you can tap it for the green by using his activated ability. That's why you can just rapid fire out a bunch of good creatures and have a lot of fun here. So I've got about I keep about the same kind of formula as far as the deck goes. There are 100 cards in the deck naturally for EDH, so I like to go with 30 land, 50 creatures, and 20 other, non-creatures things. And that's usually worked out pretty well for me. And, I have kept it to 20 basics and 10 non-basics over the years, but there have been so many good, newer lands that have come out over the years that has just, you can't just leave them out. And I'm probably some that I'm leaving out right now anyway. So tell me if you find anything and know anything that would fit in this as far as the lands go. We're going to start in the back here. We got Yavimaya Hollow. You can tap a green and regenerate a creature. This is a forest, so you can search it out with any kind of spell that lets you find a forest, and you get a gain of life if you have 2 green permanents. This pumps all your green creatures that have come into play that turn. Nykthos, I mean, come on. Mosswort Bridge is one of the cycle of lands, the hideaway lands. This is really good. Just a lot of times in the EDH game, you will have creatures that total power of 10 or greater, and you can flip over the card pretty easily and cast that. Maze of Ith is always a good include. As far as paper goes, I know there's another Maze card that's pretty similar. It's from a core set, like M10 or 11, 12. I think it was Mystifying Maze. I still use that in paper because Maze of Ith is $20, and that's if you can find one real beat up. And then these versions, the newer versions are even more. These Artist Proof and all these other different ones like Vintage Masters or something like that. A lot of different versions out there. We can skip up here to Ghost Quarter. This will just pop anything that's really giving you trouble, any kind of land that's giving you trouble. And there are other cards in the deck that can do that, but Ghost Quarter's real good. Of course, Gaia's Cradle. I mean, this is one of the main reasons you play this deck. 19 Forest, got Cavern of Souls in here because naturally it's a tribal deck. And Castle Garenberg is a newer one that I like a lot. It's nothing that you can really go bonkers with, but you get 2 extra mana or 1 extra mana out of everything, and you can cast a bunch of creatures or use their abilities. And Blast Zone is a great addition to this deck because green just doesn't have very much removal, just outright, and Blast Zone is great for that. Onto the cards, I put in a Skull Clamp here because there are a bunch of 1 toughness creatures, and you're going to be making a few tokens here and there. And, whenever you want to draw 2 cards, it'll help. It's always a great card to have in. This is a newer one. I think it's from the Jumpstart set. Someone played it against me when they were playing with, I believe, an elf deck. And, I mean, this is insane. I mean, it can't be countered. Green spells you control can't be countered, and then you can tap 6 at any time and turn all of your elves into 5/5 base dinosaur creatures. So that means if you have any other pump abilities out that are pumping your elves or all your creatures, they have a base of 5/5 and they get bigger. I mean, it's insane. And then the rest of them are really just dorks as far as the 1-drops go. And this is not technically a druid, but it creates druids. So that's really the main reason I add that in. And this will pop an enchantment, Druid Lyrist. That's an older card from Odyssey. And this was what I was talking about with Sapseed Forest earlier. You can search it out with Treefolk Harbinger, and because it says you can find a Treefolk or a Forest and put it on top of your library. So, a lot of times I'll actually go find that. There are only a few Treefolk and Forest you can get in the deck. I think I have Chameleon Colossus, and I think there's a 5-drop Seed Guide Ash. Sometimes I have that in paper and online here, so it comes in and out. Metallic Mimic is real good. It replaced the automated Automatron, I believe it was. It was like a 4-drop. This is just infinitely better than that. Druid of the Cowl, that's a newer card from M19. Ground Seal. Now this card is really mainly only in here for the flavor. Y'all can pick any other graveyard card, that you want, but the reason I picked this specific version too is because it's from Odyssey, which is the same set my general is from, and the quotation at the bottom, the flavor text, is from Seaton himself. So I thought that was real fun to have in there. And draw a card, and seeing as how you're not really targeting cards in your graveyard in this deck, you might as well have it in there. I like to keep a spot for it. And it's really nice art too. I've always enjoyed that art. Gyre Sage is another dork from Gatecrash, or what is it? Is that Gatecrash? I don't know. It's Oath of the Gatewatch or something. It's one of the newer ones. I can't remember. Gatecrash is considerably old now. Wow. You got Harvester Druid and Heart Warden. I guess my rule of thumb would be to use about 24 to 28 creatures that can tap for mana, because you're only using 30 lands, and I think a lot of EDH decks have upwards of 50 lands, and I really haven't kept up with it, to be honest with you. This is the deck that I've played for probably 5 or 6 years now, and I don't worry about that as much. So Heroic Intervention's a great new addition. Saves you from a Wrath of God and any kind of wipe ability or anything like that a lot of times. Huge addition to the deck. I was so happy when I saw this printed. A bunch of dorks here. This is also another flavor card. It's Seaton Scout. It's a decent card, but it's not really anything special. And I think it was one of the first creatures I remember seeing that had 4 different creature types on it. It is a Centaur, Druid, Scout, Archer. Yeah, I haven't seen too many other 4 different types of creatures on something before. Post in the comments and tell me if you've seen any others from this time, because I really don't remember very many, or any from any of Magic's time. I would love to see those. Next up is Werebear, really good. That's one of the best flavors of all time. Everybody always talks about it. He exercises his right to bear arms. Come on. How can you beat that? Speaking of beating Wrath of God's effects, Caller of the Claw is one of my favorites. You get to replace each creature that died this turn with a bear token. So, actually, is it each? Actually, it's for each non-token creature that you put in the graveyard. So, well, that's okay. But still, that's a good bit. Descendant's Path is a newer card also. It's kind of like that, I think it's Kinship it was in some of the older cards, where beginning of your upkeep you reveal a card, and if it shares a creature type that you have on the field, you get to put it into play for free. So that's a real solid card. Beastmaster Ascension, of course, that will pump everything up if you attack with 7 creatures throughout the game. Beast Within is one of the few removal spells. I think I used to have Desert Twister in there for a long time until I saw this and decided to replace it. Luminescent Rain is great. You just choose a creature type, Druids, and you gain 2 for each permanent. There aren't too many life gain cards in this deck. Probably a handful, like 6 or 7, and they're probably the best ones you can find in green. As far as utility goes, like this, you can gain 3 life with, but there are 3 other things you can do with it. Really nice. This card right here is probably the main thing that upsets people the most in multiplayer and one-on-one decks and games. This card is so old. It's from Mirage, and so basically each upkeep the player has to pick a color, and all mana on the whole table can only be tapped for that color during that player's turn, and that's for your opponent and you, all of your opponents and you. So say, this won't affect me because I'm always choosing green, but if I'm playing a 3-color, 4-color, 2-color, anything, they have to choose what color they want to use. Now creatures and other permanents like artifacts and things can still tap for whatever they make, but the Hollow Gemstone shuts down lands, which is pretty crucial sometimes. I love this card, love it, love it, love it, and I don't know, I might have lost a couple friends over it, to tell you the truth. Let's see, next up here. This is actually a really cool new card. Triple green for a 3/3, taps for 3 green. Really have always liked that ever since I've seen it come out. This is a good EDH card, Song of the Dryads. You can turn anything into a colorless forest, as long as you can enchant it, of course. Got Zoologist. Got Abundance. Beast Whisper, a new card. Yeah, whenever you cast a creature, it's basically what Glimpse of Nature on a 3/3 creature. There's your Chameleon Colossus that you can search for Treefolk Harbinger. This is kind of a scummy card, I know. But in EDH, and especially one-on-one EDH, you need to be able to get it done quickly and get it done efficiently, especially if you're playing online, because, especially one-on-one too, a lot of people are going to be bringing, quote-unquote competitive EDH decks, which I see as an oxymoron. I don't agree with that, but whatever. This is how you beat those, Atraxa decks and the other ones that are just incredibly fast and efficient. Eldrazi Monument, real good card. Freyalise, God, this is one of the oldest characters in all of Magic, next to Urza and Mishra. I mean, I remember a card in Ice Age, I think, is named after her. I can't remember what it is though. I'm pretty sure it was green too, but I had something to do, I thought, with gaining life maybe, but I can't remember. It's Freyalise's like Snowfall or something like that. This is a huge win condition of the deck here. This is, well, not really win condition. It doesn't win you the game outright, but whenever you cast a Druid, you can draw a card, and you can tap 7 untapped Druids and gain control of all lands target player controls. Unbelievable card. I've done this in paper and online so many times, and jaws just hit the floor when it happens. A lot of times, if they haven't seen it. If they have seen it, then they usually groan when it hits the field or something. Speaking of old characters in Magic, Queso's right here. I've had this one card in paper for, gosh, I probably got one 20 years old. I mean, I don't know why. I've always loved that art. Primal Command is one of those other life gain cards that has a lot of good utility to it if you don't necessarily need to gain life at that moment. Gravesifter is a good commander card that's come out. You can choose a creature type and put them all from your graveyard into your hand, but it's each player, so you need to watch out if you're playing against a tribal player also, like Slivers or whatever. They can bring theirs back too. Primeval Bounty is a great utility card. 3 different things happen when 3 different things happen. Well, whenever you cast these things, not just when your opponents cast them. That would be insane. Now this is kind of a win condition. It's got a built-in overrun. Kamal, Fist of Crozier. Man, he's an old guy, I tell you. But he had, I think it was in Onslaught, he had 2 different cards. He was Kamal Pit Fighter was the red one, and he was kind of similar to a Ball Lightning, but not really. Regal Force, draw cards for each green creature you control. Really good. Terastodon. Of course, everybody knows Craterhoof. And this is a great new card too, brand new card from Throne of Eldraine. Great Henge. I mean, this is just asking to be added into the deck. Really, really good. Ulamog, I just add. That's just for me. I mean, I refuse to play with. I think it's Vorinclex, the green Praetor. That's just. I mean, yeah, Triumph of the Hordes is pretty toxic, but man, Vorinclex is just the worst. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look him up. I think his name is Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger. Um, it basically shuts down all your opponent's lands and makes them not be able to untap for an untap step. It's just ridiculous. And then Green Sun Zenith will wrap it up. So that's the deck tech, and I'll play a match or two here. See if anybody wants to play with old MTD here. Let's see. We got it here. You waiting for anybody special? I hope not. Because you got somebody special. Hope everybody's had a fun week. It's been pretty calm weather out here in Virginia area here. I'm in between Richmond and Charlottesville. Yeah, this virus has really shut everybody down out here, but tell you, I've been okay with it. Although I'm still recovering from chemo, so that's okay. I really have nothing to do anyway. Alright, so let's look at their general first. Show ours. I'm not really sure what this is. Karlov the Ghost Council. Alright, whenever you gain life, put 2 counters on it. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit older card than I remember. That set's different. I don't know what that is. That's some off-brand set.
Oh, going down to 6 and only got 1 land. Welp.
Damn. This doesn't happen so often. Alright, well, I guess I'll keep this. I'll ship... Probably going to ship the Gaia's Cradle, to tell you the truth. And Nylea. Well, yeah, and Nylea. And then that'll work. Grand Coliseum. Alright. So, got a land here. We'll just go with Sapseed Forest. That's fine, because that's coming in tapped anyway. That was pretty much one of the ideal lands to draw at that point. I'm not going to be doing anything for a few turns, but that's okay. A lot of times I go a lot faster with this, but sometimes not. And just a kind of a disclaimer here, this is not a competitive EDH deck by any means. You might be able to turn it into one, but you will lose more games than you win with this deck. I'm just being honest with you. But I have had a lot of fun with it, and when you do win the games, you do win, they are worth it. They are worth the wait. Okay. So we're going to go with the Cavern here and hope there's no Wasteland. Go for the Druid. And I think I'm going to bring out my guy here, you think? Yeah, I think it's about high time. Whoops. I'm so used to tapping for Merfolk. I went right for the blue. That's so funny. Alright, well, this normally would be better if I could, you know, use the 2 mana here, because I'd be able to tap Seaton and the Finhorn Elves for 2, but I don't have anything to play for 2. It is probably one of the biggest drawbacks to the deck is that there aren't really, as you know, there's so many dorks in the deck, but not really enough 1 casting cost dorks. At least, you know, to make the deck really fluid and make it, you know, quote unquote competitive. Well, there's Mortify, and that'll get rid of Seaton, bring him back. Alright, so I got 4 now. That's okay. Okay, so I can just bring out Greenweaver. Greenweaver. Yeah, I'll just bring that 1 at him. I mean, Yeah, this isn't really a good showcase of what the deck can do. Tell you the truth, but hopefully the deck tech will show you, much better. Ooh, Kaya, that's pretty solid. Yeah. Exiled Finhorn Elves, but I've still got a good bit of mana, and they know I don't want to block, so that's okay. Orin Reef will go in tapped. Now I've got 5 here, and that would bring out Seaton, but I think I'd rather put out a Freyalise. I don't know. Maybe I can just do Finhorn and yeah, okay. I'm just gonna do Finhorn and Incubation Druid. And then am I gonna block? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna block yet. I have had 6 commander damage done to me, and that can be pretty rough. But if I can pump this Druid here, it takes 5. Yeah, I was so happy it was about a year and a half ago or so, and I did well at an F&M and won several packs of the Gate of the Oath. What is it? Whatever this was. What was this? The Ravnica block, the Ravnica Allegiance thing, and I got 2 of the 3 EDH cards that I was looking to get out of the set for the Druids deck, and one of them was this, and the other one was the mini kind of crater hoof thing. What is it? Raise End Forerunners or something like that. Yuck. See, this is what I'm talking about. This. I mean, if they get up to 40 life, they just win the game. So, okay, right on. I guess Primeval Bounty, maybe. Let's see. I got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. And this will take 6. So I think I'm going to need to play Seaton here. And so then I got, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. And I can just drop Freyalise and get a token. Or I can get Hierophants out. Sentinel Hierophants. Gosh, I mean, this thing's kind of beating me down. And they can exile my creatures whenever they want, really. I guess, well, yuck. Yeah, this is going to be tough because I don't think I can gain much life out of the Primeval Bounty anymore. Yeah, I want to tap Seaton. Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so it's going to be 5 anyway. I don't know why I was even thinking I could have played that. What the hell was I thinking? Alright. So Freyalise, I might let Freyalise go. And he's gaining life somehow, right, with this? No. Alright. This thing. Okay, right on. So they'll just be able to kill Freyalise. And yeah, that'll be that. Well of Lost Dreams. Okay, so you gonna gain life and you get to draw cards if you pay X or something like that, right? Yeah, okay. EDH is so difficult to keep up with. I mean, I don't know how people do it that play all the time. It was hard enough to keep up with 10 years ago when the format was starting to, burgeon a little bit. And, Alright, so they're just going to pay 3 mana and draw 3 cards, I guess. That's a pretty sweet card. I forget about this. This Darksteel. See, I still remember some of the older cards and the older sets. If I just look at an older set, from like 2004 or beyond, I'm okay. Well, got Seaton Scout here. Well, I guess I can just do what, 2, 4, 5, 6, and get that out. And then cast the Scout and gain some life, or what is it? I get tokens. Yeah, I get a beast token, I think, for doing that. And this way I have, what, 1, 2, just 3 mana. Alright, well, I think I'm just going to tap Seaton and give everybody a counter that came into play this turn. And just move right along with my day. Because this way, hopefully I can block his general and kill it. But then it's going to be right back out because it cost only 4 mana. That card's pretty bonkers. So they got a Scrubland and a Vesuva that copied Grand Coliseum, Urborg, and 3 other lands. 2 plains and a swamp. Okay, well. I mean, it seems like they've gotten a land every turn, right? 3, 7. Okay, so they missed 1 so far, I guess. Okay, so now they just exile the beast. Damn! I didn't even think about that. Kaya's pretty solid. But, you know, their deck is black-white. I mean, of course they're going to remove a bunch of shit. Alright, well, Sanguine Life is Battle, though. I think that's game, isn't it? Or not quite game, but pretty close. I mean, do I need the green? I don't think so. Seaton Scout does exactly what he's supposed to do. So they're gonna what, gain? Alright, so they're gonna just draw 2 cards and I'm gonna lose 2 more life or I lose 4 life. Oh yeah. Yeah, because they hit me for 4, that's right. Oh, so they didn't even pay anything, so they got something else to play. Oh, wow. Sweet. And he gets around the Grand Coliseum gimmick. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay. So you can tap that for... Wow. So this is better than City of Brass. They replaced that. When did this come out? This was something... Thought that came out in a different set. A lot earlier set, but maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Well, we get some beast tokens here, but... there isn't really much I can do. I can maybe gain some life off the sap. I can gain 1 life off the Sapseep forest. I can play this. I need to draw some cards somehow. I don't really have anything to draw off of. Okay, so I'll just gain a life and give everybody a counter. Gosh, I miss the days of mana burn. Kids, if you don't know what mana burn is, you should have played Magic before, what, I don't know, 2005 or something like that? 2008? No, I guess we were still doing it in like 2009, so yeah, it was probably 10 years ago or so when they got rid of that. Yeah, back then, lifelink stacked, you know, Planeswalkers were legendary, or whatever. They were legendary, but each one, I mean, you could play a Jace to kill a Jace. It was wild. But they weren't technically legendary. They weren't printed legendary on there. It was such a weird time when they were making those. It was just whole new platform. Alright, well this seems like it's a problem. I think that's game, isn't it? When they... Oh no, this is the same one. Okay. Yeah. Is that right? Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay, yeah. That's not the same card, but pretty similar. Does this thing fly too? Jesus. Alright, well, I think I'm just gonna block there. And I guess I'm gonna need to try and kill this damn thing, because they're gonna get to 40 rather quickly. Yeah, I mean, I have to do that. I guess it could only kill one of the creatures that I'm blocking with, so I guess that's good. But then they... Well, okay, so they killed Kaya off. And it looks like they can pay 1 mana to draw 1 card, and I'm going to lose another, what? I don't know. Like 7 or 8 life, because they gained a bunch. Oh, okay. Just 4. That's weird. Doesn't this have lifelink? Oh, no, this has that gain life ability. Okay.
Well, that's not what I was exactly looking for.
Kind of was looking for, you know, Regal Force. Okay, tap that again, gain a life. And put counters on guys. There really isn't much else I can do here. I mean, I guess I could have made him bigger. But I'm not too worried about that. I mean, let's see. I guess I can get just 2 general damage in. Because, I mean, it's not like they're going to play a lot of creatures that I can't block. But, seems like that one guy I can't block right now. I don't have any reach. I did have reach. Seaton Scout has reach. That was before he played that, I think. Yeah, so, oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, this is a tough match. Better Sovereign. Felidar Sovereign, yeah. I don't know why that's still legal. That shouldn't really be a legal card. Oh well. I mean, they didn't win with it this time, but, you know, I'm sure they've won a handful of games with it. Okay. I mean, they have 6 cards in their hand, so they have a lot to choose from. That's a Sorin. I played with that in Standard, I believe. It was a Black-White Warriors deck. Yeah, this is a good one. Ugh. That guy is brutal. I don't even really attempt to say a lot of these names. Kalitas or Kalitas. I've heard both. I just don't even mess with it a lot of times. I just say, that dude. This guy. This guy right here. Well, I'm going to try and not kill his guy and just take 3. Wait, so... Do they... Okay, so they're not gaining any life, are they? Oh, well, I'm just dead, right? Yeah, never mind. Yep, that Sanguine Blood does it. See, because that commander's an 8/8 and now has lifelink because of Sorin. And so does their flying creature too, by the way. So it really doesn't even matter if I had even if that wasn't even on the board, this would have killed me either way, I think, right? Because I would have been taking 3, and then you would gain life off of it, so I'd lose. That'd be 4, and then Yeah, and then you would have gained 3 life, so I would have taken, 8, so I would have been at 1, even without that deck. So, whatever, that's okay. That was a fun match. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll be back for some more. We're going to keep renting from Mana Traders, and thank manatraders.com for the rental there. That was a lot of fun. And I'll be joining up with the Mana Trader series again here soon, starting up and finishing it out. Hopefully I can qualify. If I don't, then we'll move on and continue with leagues and just have some fun on Magic Online. Get in touch with me on moontimedweller@gmail.com, or follow me on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube. If you get in touch, if you want to tell me something you'd like to see me play, or if you have something you're brewing you want me to play and test out, I'd be more than happy to try it out and talk about it on the video. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you later.